A longtime contact from the paparazzi sent a message. Hey, got something fresh on Oliver. Wanna buy? I sat bolt upright, shoving away the hand that had been creeping up my chest. Talk. I transferred 10 grand without a second thought. The money cleared instantly. Then the message came through. Oliver crashed. He's in a private hospital under the Jiang family's care. I pulled some strings inside and found out he's lost his memory. Doesn't recognize anyone. I shot to my feet, fumbling with my shirt buttons. The male model I just ordered assumed he hadn't done enough. Grabbed my wrist. Hey, what did I do wrong? He's the one I brought home from Henry's birthday party. Henry knows exactly how I am quiet and obedient. He vetted him himself. I tossed my jacket at him, covering what shouldn't be seen. There's a 50 grand card on the table. Stay away for now. The guy snatched the card fast and winked. So, I can come back in a few days. I muttered, whatever, and bolted out the door. My mind already miles away. By the time I hit the road to the hospital, I'd already told everyone within earshot about Oliver's crash and the brain injury it caused. Henry dropped his drink mid-sip and insisted on tagging along. Gotta see this. So, what does amnesia even look like with Oliver? If he asks who we are, we tell him we're his dad. Just to mess with him. Lucas, how you gonna use this to get back at him? I floored the gas, a smirk curling my lips. He'll beg for mercy before it's over. I hated Oliver so much it was practically a public scandal. Before he showed up, I was the undisputed favorite in the courtyard. William would follow me around all day, calling out sweetly, Brother Lucas, you're so cool. I wore a crown, head held high like a king. How dare you? Call me the Jade Emperor. The other kids dropped to their knees in a circle, shouting, Long live the Emperor. Long live the Emperor forever. Absolute power. Pure glory. Just as I was basking in it, a sharp scoff cut through the air. Oliver's arrival was like a light bulb flashing too bright, blinding everyone around him. Then William snatched back the candy I'd just gotten, shoved it into Oliver's hand, eyes wide with admiration. Brother, you're so handsome. We were both 10, but Oliver towered over me by a whole head. His eyes said it all. Are you seriously this dumb? He didn't hold back. So childish. I snapped, lunged at him like a wild dog, claws out, caught off guard. Oliver crashed to the ground. Pure panic on his face. I sank my teeth into his cheek, and honestly, the flesh was sweet and soft. I couldn't help but switch from biting to licking. When the adults finally pulled us apart, Oliver's face was a mess. Slobber all over, one deep bite mark standing out like a warning. Even years later, every time I see that scar on Oliver's face, I can't help but feel a little guilty. He's just as bad. Whenever anyone asks why he never dates, the kid gives this tired look and points at his face. Destroyed my looks. Can't even show my face in public. Total act. And yet, he's impossible to shake off. From kindergarten all the way through college, he always shows up right where I am. College was worse. He ended up being my roommate. And before I even snapped, he drops this. Ugh, lucky me. Another 4 years stuck with your face. I kicked him hard in the shin. What the hell did I do to you in a past life? The school was dead set on keeping us together, no room changes allowed. Our original 4-person dorm turned into just me and Oliver. I offered 100 grand to find a roommate. Nobody took the job. Unreal. For years living together, Oliver acted like a peacock, always strutting around in flashy outfits that sparkled, drove plenty of people wild, had suitors from both sides. I wasn't about to let him win, so I upped my game too. Perfume never left my hand. Skincare routine? Took it to the absolute limit. Every outfit I wore was studded with real diamonds. Shine right in his face. Later, someone started a campus-wide poll asking who had the best looks, male and female gods of the year. I won top spot for male deity. He took first place as goddess. That cracked me up for 3 whole days. Every time we were in the dorm, I'd needle him with that annoying tone. Guess some guys' abs are just built to get crushed. Then somehow, one comment finally set him off. He yanked me into the bathroom, shower still running. Warm water streamed down his perfect face, tracing every sharp line of his body. Adam's apple, collarbone, chest, abs. He wasn't wearing a stitch. I was pinned to the wall, still stubborn as ever. Oliver. Did I just hit a nerve? The next second, his voice vanished. I shut tight. He sealed my lips with his. All the words after that got swallowed up. It wasn't even a minute. but my whole world shifted in a heartbeat. Shock, rage, fury, hesitation, then sharp pain on my tongue. I snapped back to reality and shoved him hard against the door. Oliver. My first kiss. The flimsy door gave way with a bang. Standing outside were a few student council members checking rooms. They froze, awkwardly waving back. Hey, seniors. Your door was wide open. We just walked in and, the scene before me was impossible to look away from. Drenched from head to toe, my lips were bright red. Oliver wiped his mouth with calm indifference, completely unbothered, and then came that shout, raw and loud. From that moment on, rumors about me and Oliver started flying, wild, unconfirmed, and completely absurd. What stung the most? The few freshmen I'd been getting along with all suddenly gave me a wide berth. I was furious. Why did everyone assume I was the one on the bottom? It's not like I'm the weak one. Look at how intense he is. Oliver's room was packed. I walked in, nodding and waving to each person. Sebastian, Sophia, Daniel, Benjamin. Henry followed suit right behind. The two of them didn't look like they were visiting a sick friend. More like showing up to family dinner. The guy in the bed turned toward the sound. His gaze locked onto me, unwavering. Things must be worse than they seem. Charlotte had just been crying, wiping her tears. Benjamin looked genuinely moved. Lucas, you still came to see Oliver. What a good kid you are. Everyone's been saying you two don't get along, but I'm glad I didn't believe it. Henry and I exchanged a guilty glance. We couldn't say the real reason we'd shown up. Mocking Oliver, not caring. But we were already here. With all those eyes on us, we had to play the part. I forced a smile and stepped toward the bed. How are you doing? The kid stared right at me, unblinking. For some reason, I got a bad feeling. Sure enough, the next words dropped like thunder. Honey. My face went blank. I took a few steps back. You're messed up. He tilted his head, looking at me like I'd lost my mind. Everyone in the room froze. Eyes wide, mouths hanging open. Charlotte burst into louder sobs. Turns out his son really is gay. Benjamin thought his ears must have been playing tricks on him, gripping the boy's wrist. Oliver, what did you just say? Oliver flinched at the touch, all manhood on display, yanking his hand back sharply, coldly. Keep your hands to yourself, especially in front of my wife. The old man went rigid, stunned into silence. I turned to Henry and said, slap me. Now. Henry didn't hesitate. He rolled up his sleeve and cracked me one. Clutched my face. Damn, that hurt. A glass tumbler whistled past Henry's head and shattered against the wall behind him, leaving a deep dent. The boy on the hospital bed stared coldly. You want to die? Henry clapped his hands together, surrendering instantly. Chaos erupted. Oliver didn't remember any of them, except me. And the craziest part? He kept calling me wife over and over. Benjamin waved everyone out, keeping only me behind to talk. Lucas, you heard what the doctor said, right? The doc had explained Oliver's brain injury from the crash. No guarantees on recovery, could be days or months, and stressed one thing, no triggers. Best to let him run things his way. I banged my head against the wall. Wish this were just a nightmare. Benjamin hesitated, then finally said, I need you to go along with him. This isn't gonna work. Uncle Ben. I turned my head just as a card slid into view. Benjamin held it up. If you can look after Oliver, I'll pay you 10 million a week. 10 grand wouldn't even cover the deposit. I've got 1 million of my own, but 10 mil a week? Honestly, it's tempting. Right now I'm eyeing a car I can't afford. I took the card with serious intent. Trust me, I said, dead straight. He's my brother. Looking after him's what you do. Still, looking after him doesn't mean I'm used to it. Oliver pouted. Hey, babe. What's wrong? Babe, you okay? Your face looking like it hurts. Should I go kick that guy's ass for ya? Henry bolted first. Total coward. No need to guess. I'll be laughed clean out of my pants tomorrow. Oliver's got no idea what I'm thinking. He reached out, grabbed my sleeve, eyes locked on mine. Babe? Why aren't you talking? Jesus. Can't you say something this cheesy without that face? Can't I just be called by my name? Why the hell do you gotta call me babe? I was losing my mind. Who the hell do you think is your wife? I'm a guy. The room went dead silent. Just when I thought he was mad, the kid suddenly turned red, hesitating. Then, husband? Benjamin was peeking through the door, squinting like a lunatic. I patted my pocket where my card was. Calling it once or twice wouldn't hurt. Couldn't afford to be petty over money. So I went flat-faced. Husband was way better than wife. At least it meant I was on top. Oliver wouldn't budge. Refused to leave the hospital. Insisted on coming back to school with me. I bit my tongue and coaxed him. Be good for me, okay? Still wouldn't let go of my hand. Frowning with those sharp little brows, looking like he'd just lost his whole world. I'm scared alone. I only know you. The doc said this memory loss was laying bare Oliver's buried need for safety. Something he'd never admitted to. I'd heard. He'd been raised by a nanny, got lost on the streets at 6, nearly snatched off to another country. Fine. Patient comes first. I gave in. Took him back to school with me, but first, we stopped by his place to grab his stuff. Oliver didn't live with his parents. He was used to being on his own. I'd been there before, but one thing kept bugging me. I can unlock the combination lock of Oliver's house. When the hell did he even set that up? Before I could figure it out, Oliver blinked at me with those wide, innocent eyes and asked, "What's wrong?" Some things just weren't worth overthinking. I walked straight into his bedroom. The bed was huge. Could fit 2 people with room to spare. The room was spotless, just like always. Back at school, I never touched a mop. I didn't even know how the damn thing worked. Oliver had a straight-up obsession with cleanliness. Cleaning wasn't part of my job description. That's why I agreed to share a place with him in the first place. Oliver wouldn't let me move and made me sit still on the bed. Then he handed me a bottle of milk. "Don't overdo it," he said. "Strawberry flavor, my favorite." I sucked on the straw and asked, "Wait, aren't you allergic to milk? Why's there even a bottle of this at home?" The boy froze for half a second, then shrugged with that blank look. "I don't know. I'm not exactly picky. I just treated it like my own place and flopped down on the bed to scroll through my phone." Henry called to check in. His voice was dripping with schadenfreude. Lucas, you're in deep trouble now." I gritted my teeth. "You bastard, don't get cocky. Just wait till your turn comes and you're not laughing." Henry wasn't fazed, smug as ever. "Little me? No fear in the world. I'm untouchable. Talk about a hot tongue. Honey, what color do you like?" Oliver held up 2 pairs of underwear in different colors, asking me. His eyes were wide open. Pure, innocent, nothing sly or dirty there. I flushed red. "Who cares what you wear? It's none of my business. And, wasn't it husband we agreed on?" The guy looked flustered. He bit his lips softly. "I still prefer calling you that. Do you really mind?" He looked at me, eyes full of quiet pleading. I turned away, waved my hand. "Go ahead and call me whatever you want. Honestly, it's not like I'm losing any flesh over it. What's the point in arguing with someone who's got no sense?" Henry caught every word on the phone. "Lucas, you're gonna get played one of these days and never even know it." I muttered under my breath and hung up. One disaster after another. The school lost power. Strict rules. No one's allowed out after midnight. No choice. I borrowed a candle from the next room over. The light was faint, but better than nothing. Oliver grabbed my wrist. "Where are you going?" "Taking a shower." He didn't say a word. Just looked panicked, wide-eyed. It hit me then. Oliver might be scared of the dark, but we can't just skip the shower, can we? Still reeking of that male model's perfume from earlier. Kinda sticky, honestly. Oliver leans in. "Hey, wanna shower together?" I shove him back fast. Way too quick, way too sharp. The kid just stares at me, dead silent. His eyes flicker with something broken. Like he's about to cry. Kinda pitiful. After a long internal battle, I come up with a compromise. Oliver swallows hard, nervous as hell. "This, okay?" The bathroom door's wide open. He's sitting right outside, cradling a candle like some perfect little monk. I forced a calm expression, shaking my head slightly, side-eye him. "Don't push your luck. This is as far as I go." He blinks once. "Oh, the weirdest shower setup ever." I turned around, but still, awkward as hell. I paused, then thought back. After all these years living together, I realized I'd never really treated Oliver like a person. I'd wandered around the dorm half-naked more than once, and he hadn't even flinched. The water was ice cold. I shoved down a bunch of weird thoughts. Oliver didn't say a word the whole time. Just this odd expression on his face. His cheeks were red. In the end, he bit his thumb, eyebrows knotted, wouldn't look up. I decided to mess with him. flung a few droplets right at his face. Too much for you? Bet you didn't see this coming. I'm not just good in clothes, I got shape under 'em too. Worked hard on it. You're lucky today. Got a real treat. I was still grinning. Then he suddenly called out my name. What? Oliver lowered his voice. Put your clothes back on. Urgent. I got it. His pride was hurting. Mission accomplished. I pulled everything on quick and easy, grinning so wide my face hurt. The kid shoved a candle into my hand, then bolted for the bathroom. The door slammed shut with a loud bang. I didn't get it. I knocked. You okay? You're not scared of the dark, are you? The voice from inside the bathroom was nothing like his usual one. He still had wounds, some deep ones stitched up. Was it an infection? I worried. You feeling rough? A long pause followed. Finally, Oliver spoke. His voice cracked. Soft, almost fragile. I was just hired to watch him. He'd paid good money, and I promised no harm would come to him. No second thoughts, I yanked the door open. But when I saw what he looked like, I froze mid-step. His voice dropped to a whisper. You gonna help me? I spun around instantly. Oliver, you bastard. I wasn't having it. I blew out the candle and climbed straight into bed. Done with that. Water trickled from inside. A teenage boy washes his hands at the sink. Moonlight spilling in through the window. His face stared back from the mirror. Striking, haunting, all trace of confusion gone, eyes hollow, black as night. A faint glow still flickered beneath the covers in the middle of the night. I gritted my teeth and jabbed at the screen. You better not let me catch you. The paparazzo had no idea what was going on. Felt totally wronged. Dude, I'm just doing my job for cash. I'm your most reliable guy. You said first-hand intel on Oliver had to go straight to you. So? How'd the kid look after all that pressure? Pretty wrecked. Wrong. The real victim's me. Ended up with a nightmare of a boss. This guy's been on my payroll for 3 years now. Master at sneaking around and digging dirt. Oliver, he's a total master of disguise. Acts all pristine in the dorm, no trace of anything shady. What everyone else sees. Cold as ice, straight A student, always helping out, knows his boundaries. All lies. He's actually a tightwad, vicious underneath, never forgets an insult. But no one believes it. Still pat my shoulder and say, Lucas, you jealous or something? Who cares about jealousy? I hired a paparazzo to tail him 24/7, just to catch him red-handed and expose this fake facade. I'm firing you. The paparazzo panicked. Calm down. Let's talk. Worst case? Buy one, get one free. I'll give you a secret about Oliver on the house. I snapped. Forget it. Oliver's room has a hidden chamber. No one's ever been allowed near it. There's no way that place doesn't hold something he doesn't want anyone to know about. Suddenly, it clicked. Jiang Dog had buried this deep. Now that he's lost his memory, this is too easy. Just as I was basking in the thought, a cool hand brushed my neck. Right there, the one spot I can't stand being touched. My whole body jolted. I couldn't help but curse out loud. Pervert. I wasn't about to admit it was because I'd flinched from nerves. Oliver had used my shower gel today. It's got rosemary in it. Something I never noticed before. The scent hit me way too strong now. I had a nightmare. I'm scared. His bed's right across the room. I sat up, glaring at the boy in pajamas in front of me. Smoothed down his hair. There's a hint of red at the corners of his eyes, and his mouth is pursed into a straight line in grievance. He didn't look like he was faking it, and Oliver, though not exactly reliable in other ways, never lied. I'll vouch for that. So what do you want? His gaze flicked toward my bed. I got the hint, clutching the blanket tight like it was a shield. No way. That's going too far. I even gave you a wife. I'm not some monster. Oliver lowered his eyes, defeated, nodded meekly. Okay, wife. Then he scooted back to his bed with his pillow. I watched him settle in. Only once the silence returned did I lie down again. My eyes closed, but all I saw was Oliver, wounded and helpless. Honestly, Oliver had it rough. Come to think of it, half of the reason he got into that car accident was on me and Henry. Last night, Henry, some clueless idiot, had picked up a wild rumor out of nowhere. Oliver had never even been with anyone before, because he couldn't. Yaoi, the goofball, hatched a plan. When the time comes, I'll bring a bunch of people. Me and Henry will be surrounded by them, driving him absolutely nuts with jealousy. I was pretty drunk back then, my mind all over the place, didn't think straight, so I just let it happen. Henry was worried Oliver wouldn't show up. so he used me as an excuse and called him. Hey, Oliver. Lucas is completely wasted, running around acting wild, kissing any man he sees. You really don't want to come check out the show. I rolled my eyes and kicked him hard, but honestly, that excuse worked like a charm. Oliver showed up in under 10 minutes. Probably couldn't resist the hype. Still had damp hair plastered to his brow, giving that face of his an extra edge of icy cool. When he saw me sitting safe and sound in the booth, his expression flickered just slightly, and he took a seat on the opposite side, glancing over every now and then. Was he disappointed? That lit a fire under me. I snatched a cigarette right out of the model's hand, stepped toward him, my walk a little wobbly, one hand planted on the sofa behind the kid. He froze, definitely caught off guard by how bold I was. Then I went full force. Oliver, one day, mark my words, you'll end up on your knees, begging me to let you win. His face stayed deadpan, just gently took hold of my arm and gave a quiet Not convinced? I held the cigarette between my lips, lit it up. I flicked the lighter at him with a lazy toss. Oliver hated the smell of smoke. I did it on purpose. I blew a cloud straight into his face. The kid turned red, coughing hard. Lucas, smoking's bad for you. He was flustered, actually panicked, which only made me more fired up. The prank went on for over 10 minutes. Oliver snatched the cigarette out of my mouth and said in a cold voice, "Don't pick up bad habits." Mission accomplished. I grinned smugly and shoved him away. Mind your own damn business. Henry pushed the most perfect-looking man into my arms. Here, this one's a good boy. The last time I saw Oliver whole and unharmed, I stared right at him with that challenge in my eyes. I sat the model on my lap, idly toying with his fingers. He was wired, eyes glistening, jaw clenched tight. Just as I started wondering if I'd gone too far, he walked away in silence. That night, Oliver crashed his car. In the scene, Oliver was swallowed by thick smoke. Blood streamed down his forehead, tracing a path over his jaw. Unbearable to look at, I jolted awake to the sound of crying. It was just a dream. No, Oliver was really crying. I barefooted it across the floor, creeping toward his bed. The boy lay curled into a ball, trembling all over. He had wrapped himself tightly in the blanket. I reached out gently. Oliver, the crying quieted a little as he slowly lifted his head, face pale as snow, voice strained. Baby, I admitted it. My resolve cracked. What always bugged me about Oliver since he was a kid? He just looked too damn good. Undeniably pretty, like some kind of creature caught between boy and girl. Now, with tears sparkling in his eyes, he looked like a siren, all charm and sorrow. I pulled him close, rubbing his back softly. It's okay. He leaned into my chest, looping his arms around my waist. Tight. I assumed it was just comfort he needed. The bed was split in half. I'm a restless sleeper, afraid of kicking him, so I ended up keeping my eyes wide open all night. The guy lying beside me never let go of my hand. Any little move and he'd snap awake. Then he'd bury himself in my chest. Baby, you smell so good. I froze. Something was off. I think I've started having weird thoughts about my archenemy. Not many people knew about Oliver's situation. The Jiang family specifically asked the school to keep it confidential. He'd taken a long leave of absence. Once you've got nothing to do, your mind starts wandering. He's always dragging me into watching horror movies. Me? Lucas, no fear in the world, but ghosts? I'm terrified. The monster hasn't even shown up yet, and I'm already screaming, scrambling into Oliver's arms. A soft chuckle echoed above me. You're so cute, baby. I caught a whiff of mischief. This kid's doing it on purpose. So, no way was I gonna take that lying down. I'd return the favor. I borrowed a little something from a buddy in the next dorm room. Oliver looked innocently puzzled and asked, "Hey babe, what's this?" I let out a wicked little laugh. Something special. The opening's already intense. I clamped my hands over my eyes, too scared to look. But then I think about tormenting Oliver. So I grit my teeth and push through. The guy beside me stays silent. After catching me sneaking a look, he leaned in close. "Why re you blushing?" I turn away, trying to shove him off. He grabs my hand instead, locks his fingers tight with mine. No escape. The dorm curtains are pulled shut so tightly, not a sliver of light gets in. The AC's cranked low, but I feel like I'm standing right next to molten lava. Oliver started talking a lot more, like some green kid trying to quiz me, his old teacher. "Why aren't you saying anything? Lucas, you're really something." I have no idea when Oliver stopped. All I know is, Henry's never reliable. He led me straight into that mess. Woke up early to the racket at the door. It was the guy from the next dorm, offering a sheepish smile. Sorry about that, Oliver. Got a bit drunk last night, grabbed the wrong disc when Lucas came by to borrow one. This is actually the one he wanted. Oliver just stood there calm as ever, didn't even reach out. No worries. The neighbor scratched his head, then caught sight of the red marks on the young man's neck, mouth running faster than his brain. Oliver, did you and Lucas fight last night? All these bruises. Oliver said nothing, just glanced up, tugged at his collar, exposing the marks even more. Did we wake you guys up? The guy panicked, instantly clamping a hand over his mouth and shaking his head. No worries. If you're gonna fight again tonight, we'll put on headphones. I buried my head deep under the covers, too scared to say a word. Was it really that loud last night? I couldn't sleep a wink. Spent all day yawning in class. By the end of gym, I ducked into the shade and faked a nap under a tree. A hand landed on my shoulder. Hey, bro. Let me help you unwind. I grabbed his wrist, eyebrow raised. What are you even doing here? The same guy who'd failed at everything that night. Zero luck with the model job. Without all that chaotic lighting, I finally noticed he was kinda strikingly good-looking, though vaguely familiar. He tilted his head, a quiet smile playing at his lips. Hey, didn't I tell you? We're in the same school. A pang of pity stirred in me. Instantly, I filed him away as one of those poor students pushed into side gigs just to survive. Then he said his name. Samuel, you really don't remember me at all. I let out a sharp curse. My pity vanished in a flash. Samuel? Of course I remembered him. Back then, among the kids I used to play with, there was definitely a little rascal named Samuel. The Shin family moved to America when he was 8. Samuel, ever the charmer, took my hand and said, Bro, you really didn't remember me that night. His voice carried a hint of mock disappointment. Couldn't shake him off. Guilt gnawed at me. If it hadn't been for Oliver's crash that night, I might have, well, I don't even want to think about what could have happened with Samuel. God, I'm such a bastard. But luckily, Samuel never took that day seriously. He just kept pushing to grab dinner and catch up. Racked with guilt, I said yes. One thing led to another. Before I knew it, we were still at the table long into the night. My phone dying on me and going dark hours ago. By the time I finally made it back to the dorm, a cold dread hit me like a slap. Oliver was gone. To be exact, he'd vanished. I raced straight to the hospital, dragged Henry along to search. All night long, no sign of him anywhere. Then it hit me. That one thing Doggerel had said earlier. I went to Oliver's place. The door was wide open, no lock, no resistance. But the second I stepped in, I crunched on glass. I flicked on the light. No one there. But the floor was a mess. Shattered vases everywhere, priceless antiques reduced to dust and splinters. No time to dwell on the cost. I shouted Oliver's name as I headed for his room. No reply. That secret chamber was just behind the wardrobe. The door stood wide open. Muffled sounds came from inside. I stepped forward slowly, then froze in place. Every wall was covered in photos and portraits of me. Laughing, crying, furious, lost in thought, all captured from behind my back, like someone had been watching without a trace. And scattered among them were all kinds of odd little things. There were also a lot of strange little gadgets, each one sealed carefully under glass cases. The whole room gave me a chill down my spine. Then, the door slammed shut behind me. I barely had time to turn. A hand clamped over my eyes. Lucas, Lucas, don't look. The voice was fragile. Don't look. Be good. Close your eyes. He seemed scared. I was oddly calm. Oliver, you remember now? The boy slowly lowered his hand. I opened my eyes. His face was twisted with a panic I'd never seen before. Confusing, almost foreign. What are you afraid of? Oliver's eyelashes fluttered. He whispered, barely audible. I'm scared you'll hate me again. Like before, push me away. I gave him a flat stare and said, oh, truth be told, he wasn't lying. For 20 years, I'd hated Oliver. So much that just hearing his name would spike my blood. But was it really hate? Not exactly. Just annoyed by how he never looked at me. Like I didn't matter. That blank, unbothered gaze. Like all my tricks were invisible to him. He'd always acted like I was beneath him. But when someone like that, someone who's always looked down on you, stares at you with such a wrecked, broken look. Something in me twitched. I didn't like it. This issue definitely isn't Oliver's fault. It's me who's messed up. Samuel's call came at the perfect moment. Oliver glanced down, caught sight of my phone's contact note, then coolly looked away. I didn't think much, just tapped to answer. Hey bro, did you find Oliver? This guy's always acting before thinking. Honestly, Oliver, you're already grown. Why'd you make us worry like this? Maybe just forget about him. I'm here for you. I can do anything. You'll love it. Samuel's voice cut through the quiet room like a knife. Clear, sharp, unnervingly present. I stole a glance. The boy in front of me wore a faint chill on his lips. Didn't push, didn't argue, just stood there like he belonged. I stammered out, "Shun, Samuel, you should get to bed. Staying up late'll stunt your growth." After hanging up, I said I'd head back myself. The door of the room stayed locked tight, and Oliver didn't budge. He said, "Lucas, say you like me, and I'll let you go." I hesitated. Oliver, keeping someone prisoners illegal. Silence hung heavy for a moment. Oliver lifted his hand and pressed the door release. He didn't look back at me. "Go ahead. You're free to leave." I barely made it to the bedroom door when a sound came from behind me. Oliver had changed his mind. He stepped in fast, wrapping his arms around me, locking his grip tight around my waist. "Lucas, please don't go." I exhaled. A long, slow breath. "Let go. You're gonna choke me." The kid wouldn't budge, voice breaking. "If you don't like me, just say it straight. But don't string me along. I'm done guessing what's in your head." "Fine," I said. "I don't like you." Oliver went quiet. "I don't believe you." Henry spat out every drop of his drink, wiping his mouth. He stared in disbelief. "So Oliver's been hiding this all along? No wonder." I grabbed the thread. "No wonder what?" Henry didn't have a great memory, but that night, he remembered it like yesterday. "You were 17, snuck out for a drink, twisted your back on the stairs, couldn't face going home. I had to bring you medicine to the hotel. Honestly, don't know how Oliver found out. But right after I finished rubbing in the salve, the door swung open, and there he was, standing like a ghost at the threshold. Nearly gave me a heart attack. I remember that. That's when I fell down the stairs from being drunk. Went to the Jiang family's hotel instead of the hospital. Didn't want Leo catching wind. Made sure they wouldn't warn my family. Henry ended up playing courier, bringing me the ointment. He was rough on my back. Knocked over the bottle. Burned all the way down to my butt. Henry was like a mouse seeing a cat when he saw Oliver. He left me behind and ran away. I was curled up on the bed, writhing in pain, tears welling up. I grabbed Oliver's sleeve and snapped, "If you so much as breathe a word of this to anyone, we're done." He didn't even flinch. His cool fingers pressed gently against my back. "Softer now. Just die already." I told him to ease up. The boy eased off his pressure. After that, I don't remember anything. Another drunk night, heavy with fatigue and that smooth massage technique. I didn't wake up till late afternoon the next day. The room was empty. Henry filled me in. "I went to check on you that morning. Couldn't wake you, and I thought Oliver had silenced you for good." Was about to scream bloody murder when he kicked me out. But then I noticed something. Oliver kept rubbing his wrist all day. Bet he massaged your back non-stop that whole night. I took a quick sip of my drink, guiltily. "No way." Henry's eyes flashed. He reached to slap my shoulder, then paused, pulled back. "Lucas, listen. I need you to really think about how Oliver's treated you over the years. People gotta face their own damn hearts. Look, when he calls you wife, you don't even flinch, do you? You like Oliver." I gave him a suspicious look. "What's with you today? Why suddenly defending the Jiang dog?" Henry looked away. "Me? What are you talking about?" I wasn't really paying attention to him. Bit my fingertip, deep in thought. "This is a homie music bar. We didn't rent it out, so the gossip from the table behind us drifts over. Girl A. I slept with him, but I'm not even sure if I like him. Girl B. You don't like him? Then why'd you sleep with him? Don't lie to yourself. Girl A. But we've known each other for years. Girl B. When you kissed him, did that thought even cross your mind? Sweetie, you only started wondering about it after you realized you liked him. What does that tell you? That your first instinct wasn't denying your feelings for him." I froze mid-thought. Then I leaned over and asked Henry, dead serious, "Can men get pregnant?" He shot back like he'd been slapped. Slid way across the booth. "Are you serious? Did Oliver eat your brain or something? I scowled. You can trash him all you want. But why drag me into it? You're always calling him a Jiang dog, aren't you? I got back to school. Oliver was still there. He'd gone back to his usual self. Cool, distant, like nothing had happened. I forced myself to swallow the words on my tongue. I was half in another world while showering. Of course, just my luck, the shower broke. After a beat, I quietly cracked the door open, right into the sharp, curious stare of the guy across the hall. You seem pretty good at this. Want to give it a shot? He set down his book and pulled out a wrench from the nightstand. The wrench rested on the edge of the bed, the first one to be used. Lucky it wasn't cold out, so I didn't bother with a shirt, just stood by to help. Oliver could fix anything, this was nothing for him. But when I got up, I accidentally hit the switch. He ended up soaked too. He shook his head, water spraying everywhere. You go ahead. I grabbed his hand. No hot water after 12. He didn't turn around, just the tips of his ears turning pink. Out of nowhere, I said, let's just do it together. Oliver looked at me, expression serious. You sure about this? Not like we hadn't done it before, and tonight was already way past the limit. Next day, still stuck with the same dorm buddy. He looked dazed, voice barely above a whisper. Lucas, man, could you two keep it down? I haven't slept in days. I just pulled my cap low and coughed once, then kicked the guy beside me. You hear that? Oliver didn't blink, calmly fixed my hat. I'll try to tone it down next time. I didn't mean to hide the fact that I was with Oliver. He's stubborn, that one. The morning after, went straight to his dad and came clean. Honestly, most of the parents were cool with it. My orientation's always been out in the open. Sure, there've been a few who didn't get it. Leo was one of them. Ditched his business in Dubai and came back. Grabbed me by the ear. Even rabbits don't mess with their own patch, yet you're wrecking Oliver like this. My old man's treated Oliver like a son. Even bragged he'd leave half his estate to him when the time came. Doesn't matter though, Benjamin said the same thing. Had even added my name to the will. Samuel's one of them too. When he came looking for me, his eyes were red and puffy, like he'd been crying. Clutching my hand tight, voice all broken. You said you'd marry me when we grew up, after playing house centuries ago. He actually believed that stuff. I tried to pull free, but the harder I tugged, the tighter he held on. So I started explaining things to the kid like he was a real person. I'm older than you, Samuel. Only by 3 years. I've been playing around with girls for ages. Samuel? I know. I totally get it. I can handle that. I'll be the little one, brother. Even if it's third place, fine with me. No problem. Seriously? This is ridiculous. I wanted to crack his skull open just to see what kind of nonsense was in there. Just as Samuel was about to say something else, a hand came between us. Oliver pulled us apart. His eyes flashed warning. Samuel, this is your last chance. The Jiang family and the Shin family have a close business partnership, but that was back then. Oliver's graduating soon. He'll take over the company. From now on, whether he keeps this old bond alive depends entirely on how Samuel chooses to act. Samuel locked eyes with him, unblinking. Oliver, you'd better keep a tight hold on him. Don't give me any opening. When the hell did these two even start hating each other? I swear I still don't get it. Late that night, Oliver dragged me back home again. Honestly, I missed the Oliver from when I had no memory. Just did whatever I was told. So damn obedient. He suddenly stared at me, eyes dark with something too deep to name. Lucas, marry me. So soon. His arm wrapped tight around my waist. A low voice murmured, You don't want to? I went slow, trying to negotiate. We're still young. Why tie ourselves up so early in life? Besides, if feelings change later, we can just split clean. The more I said it, the worse it sounded. My voice trailed off. I was just saying, what if? Oliver let out a quiet chuckle. Unreadable. He said 3 things that made me change my mind on the spot. Once we're married, you can do whatever you want. I won't hold you back. And besides, I've got plenty of money. How could he be this perfect? I threw my arms around his neck, breathless. Yes. Let's do it. Tomorrow, let's go right now. Years later, I cursed myself for that moment of madness. Whatever you want. It was just for Oliver to have some fun. He wasn't letting me have fun. He was having fun with me.